see you next time on Anything Is Possible. Yeah, that's good. That's just fine.
So edit out the silly stuff, y'all. Don't have me looking bad up.
We're going to have you looking great.
So as always, Fred, you know we did a good time.
Absolutely. Let's talk for about just for 3 minutes. This is for like extra stuff
Sure.
behind the scenes and that kind of thing. So,
Sure.
just first your reaction to just the interview itself. Was it okay? Did you?
I loved it. Now, and I'm telling you, Halloran, when we confirmed everything out and everything, asked my children, I was walking on air like, oh, but you know what? Even better than that, I had a dream about us.
Really?
No kidding. And you know how you have those fleeting, like real kind of dreams. And I saw it, and and I had this on and everything, and I, was like, well, whatever, But then when I thought about it, and I called Chris, and everything came, I know if you've had these experiences when you know that, God has his hand on you
Absolutely.
for stuff. You see what I'm saying? And it was that kind of feeling. I had to get myself together, stop thinking about the interview and everything, just to, so excited and so appreciative.
When I was preparing for the interview, I said a little prayer. Today, as we were starting our schedule of taping, I just said a little prayer, and it was like God told me, he said, release your attachment to format, structure, and whatever, and just allow me to show you what's possible. So, prior to us starting the interview, I was sitting here listening to some jazz, and just kind of clearing my head, and I decided to ask you about your name. I have a unique name. It doesn't have the significance that yours does.
Well, what does Halloran mean?
I have no idea. It was the name that my mother wanted, that my father didn't want, and Hilton was the name that my father wanted, that my mother didn't want.
Hey.
And after they had enough kids, and they got all the names they wanted out, I came along 9 years later, and these are the scraps.
But Halloran, when do we know who? Your story is so interesting. And I say that to say, just for me, just observing you, over the years, you see what I'm saying? That I was telling someone that that you're a well-kept secret, and I think that you're so international. You're so national.
You know what has happened for me though, especially here. I realize the reason I was going to ask you, was led to ask you about your name was, I just felt like that represented so much courage to find out who you were and to call yourself by your name, right? To reach deep inside yourself and to discover what that is, to do that work.
Yes.
Right? Because doing that work meant you had to deal with, this is what's true about me, this is what is no longer true about me, and I'm going to leverage the way I see myself into what I'm becoming.
Yes.
If that makes
It makes
and
perfect sense.
and I've always wanted to do that myself. Not so much that I wanted to change the name Halloran Hilton Hill, but I certainly have wanted to change the way I see myself. Right? I wanted to throw that off. And when you were telling the story of going, I'm not that, and I want to be that, and I'm going to have the courage to do that. In my journey, in my story, I'm starting to realize that I've been blessed and guided. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
It is not, I've been blessed and guided and protected.
But all great people, I think we're on a phone conversation, all great people say what you're saying, that we think that it's some kind of, I don't know.
Right.
But, I think in God's work, that he keeps it simple. We make things complicated, right?
Yeah.
Like what you were saying, I am. That's not a complex thing, but it's simple, but it is complex because you can meditate on, those words, I am, that I am, for the rest of your life. And you always
never run out.
Never run out of the
I have something that I tell, I have a lot of people that are musicians or artists, and every once in a while they'll come around me and say, well, what do I need to do? I've said this to a lot of people. I'll have somebody, you write music, I want to write music. How do I become a songwriter? I go, I'm going to take you through the special ceremony. Right? And they go, okay. And I go, close your eyes. And they close their eyes, and I go, now repeat after me. Okay. I am a songwriter, a songwriter. You're done. What do you mean? No, that's all it really takes is now you may not be a good one. It's going to take some reps to get
Right.
good. But the moment you declare yourself to be something, that's what you are. And that's why that name thing resonated with me. And I think that's the other thing that's happened. You asked me about what happened with me, and this is not about me, but I'm just now getting to the point where I think my ears are open enough to hear God more, and to not be so obstinate when He's nudging me. Just that's, and I see that in you as well. So
But it's a glorified thing. The work is exhilarating. I'm blessed. I can't complain like the old spirituals say, and all of that. I'm just glad to be here, and
Right.
I'm glad to keep learning. And that's what I guess that's what's exciting to me today. There was a time when I started turning 50 and all that stuff that was happening. I was like, oh, it's over,
Right.
But then, when I came back to the simple, just that simple, like you're saying, I can declare it any time. It's just a thought. I can change them. I've just been, I see the second wind, here today, and it's so gratifying. I keep it simple. I sing folk song, and keep it moving as best as I can.
One thing before you get away that I want to thank you for is creating a platform for art.
Yes.
Because when you create that platform, you actually extend the creative life of a community.
Yes.
And so for every young person that's learned to play the drums, or that has had a platform on which to dance, or artists that are traveling that have an opportunity to perform at
That's
the
right.
festival, or people who make crafts, or
That's
people
right.
who tell stories, or people who write books, those people and those ideas need a space.
Absolutely.
And thank you for helping
Outlet.
to create that.
And one more thing, we have the Downtown African American Art Gallery now in the Emporium building.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's new. But it's a space so that our visual artists, young and old, it came to us, we did it, and it's there. But I'm still learning how precious that is for the visual artists. And it's exciting right now. So we have Jackie Holloway up for the month of March.
Wow.
And Alan Jones is exhibit. Of course, he's going to exhibit again because his exhibit was awesome. We've had Howard Ware. We'll be having Jennifer Bowden. Just the visual African American visual artists that we don't even know.
Yeah.
That's in Knox County. So that space is down there in Emporium Building, and our office is on the other side. So we just try to keep it moving, and don't try to do everything, but try to keep our niche moving.
Thank you for doing that,
Okay.
and thank you for coming today. You look fabulous.
Oh, thank
and we're gonna have you
you.
in high def, and you're just gonna pop off the screen.
I would say, how do we put that blue on? He looking good. I'm gonna see you got that blue. I see, I knew it.